What have you seen from him, especially over these last few weeks, to take that step from where you were talking about him a few weeks ago?
I see growth and maturity, where he's handling, obviously, he was a really good football player before he got here and made some big plays. You saw that in the spring. But at the same time, to get battle tested and go through these battles like that, there's growth that comes with that if you approach it the right way. And Peyton has certainly done that. And at the same time, excited about his future because we can all be so much better. But he's worked really hard, and I'm proud of him.
Ahead of that goal line stand, it seemed like Danny was in the middle of the team huddle there delivering a message to everybody. What does it mean when it's a player doing that instead of a coach? How big of a difference does that make?
The best teams that I've been a part of were player-led because when it comes to that as far as the accountability to one another, and again, when you put in the work and you've seen your teammates put in work and you respect one another, again, you can fight for one another. And I'm not surprised because that's what he does every day, and that's who he is. But I think he's grown as much off the field from in 1 year than maybe any other player I've coached. And because last year he was a guy that was fighting for a starting job, going in and played a lot and made 1 million tackles, and then this offseason his role changed. He became the voice and the leader of our defense, and or certainly one of them, and he's done a great job with that. I'm proud of his maturity and his growth.
Do you feel like Jaron has grown a lot over these last couple of weeks? It seems like the consistency is maybe a little bit better than it was early in the year.
Yes, I do. And again, you go back to his career before he got here. I mean, he was a Wildcat quarterback, and now he's playing middle linebacker in the Big 12 at Oklahoma. So that you don't just jump in and all of a sudden, you're an all-conference player overnight with that. There's a process because there's so many firsts for him in developing the skill set and the habits and seeing things, because so many things you see for the first time, you don't get right. But you gotta learn from it. You gotta grow, and part of his growth is again his off-the-field commitment. He's a guy that wants to be coached hard, wants to know what he can do better every day, and is never satisfied. And that's the right mentality.
I imagine his relationship with Danny helps in that regard. And some of the same stuff you were talking about with Danny.
Yeah, they're like Mud and Jeff. I mean, they're always together. Yeah.
How long do you give yourself to truly enjoy this before it gets back to the tape grind? Do you give you a little extra time with a bye week or no?
No, I don't. Because we're on the clock and we've got a certain amount of time to prove, and we can't take our foot off the gas from the improvement process. So I'll enjoy this one the rest of the day, and then maybe look at the tape tonight and then get back on it tomorrow and get moving. Because we got a lot of things we got to fix.
Did you feel overall like the defense played well today?
I thought it was extremely gritty. I thought they fought hard, and I felt a sense of belief. And forcing those field goals instead of letting them score touchdowns, those are huge deals in games like this. And again, really proud of that. And then obviously the red zone defense with as much emphasis as we put on this in the offseason, that was a big deal today.
Congrats, Coach.
Sure, thanks.
Coach, do you feel like that kind of gives your defense kind of validation now that they've done it against a really good offense, and you can kind of quiet down all the doubters that are talking about this defense in a negative way so far?
You know what? I don't worry about what people say. I worry about what I see on tape and how I see our guys work, and that's what I focus on because I know that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't concern myself with that. I just go to work every day and try and help our players get better so they can achieve things and accomplish things that they're capable of.
You talked about population at the ball a lot this season, and kind of had it happen again this time. What you can say about the defense and how they were able to be in position each time turnover was need to be made?
Well, if you look at, there was a big hit that won in the red zone, a big hit that knocked the ball loose, and Dolby happened to be running to the ball instead of watching it from the other side. And there was contact with the ball right there, and there's population at the ball, and that's what creates takeaways.
Kendall Dolby made a few big plays today. What do you think of the way he played?
I thought Kendall is, he was a guy that is mostly repped at corner, and with Justin's, injury, he got thrown in the fire, and he did some really good things, and I think he's got a very bright future. and proud of him, and know there's a lot of room for him to get better, and he's going to work his tail off to do that.
Can you talk about Kip Lewis coming in there on that, when they got down there near the 5 and he blew up 2 runs? Talk about his performance and kind of what he brings to the table.
Kip brings production, he brings energy, he brings juice. He's going to be. I'm excited about his future. He's a guy that can really run and again strikes people, tackles people, makes plays, and he's very instinctive, very instinctive. And his growth. Like last year he was 192 pounds, and now he's walking around at 210, and the reps and the growth. It's different because there's another level of confidence, and I'm really pleased with him and know absolutely that he has a very bright future here at Oklahoma.